Hey guys, welcome back to another DIY video. To start this one off, I of course used craft foam since it's one of my favorite materials. This one I just bought from the dollar store, but you can find it at any craft store usually, and I just cut out a little U shape that would be the base for the Mohawk. From there, you're going to need some feathers and a hot glue gun. These feathers I just got off of eBay from different listings, or you can go to a local craft store wherever you can find your own. And from there, it's pretty basic. You're going to start gluing them down. The easiest way to do this is to start at the very back, so as you go forward, you can layer them on top of each other and build up that way. Each feather has a directional curve to it, so as you can see here on the back ones, I wanted the feathers to continue downwards in the Mohawk shape. So I applied glue to the inside of the feather and laid it down. What I did throughout making this was go back and forth between laying them down like this and then flipping them so that they aimed upwards towards the ceiling. This will help in building volume to the Mohawk and give a more wild look. If you want a sleeker finish, then you can aim all the feathers in one direction and it will give a more streamlined look. I also went back and forth between my very long, fully black feathers and my teal and blue ones that I had as well. By spacing them apart with each other, it made it so that they would pick up almost reflex as you built up, but still kept the overall Mohawk pretty dark in appearance. As I got closer and closer to the front of the Mohawk, I started using smaller feathers. A lot of the ones that I had that would be kind of flimsy or a little bit weak were really great for here because I could trim them down and cut them to the shapes I needed. And then something to keep in mind is you always want to be covering the foam and hiding it, so having ones on the sides that always aim outwards will help create a better V shape for that. At the very front, I made another little V shape by just making the points of the last feathers meet up and trimming it down. And then if you find there's areas where you want a little bit of extra padding in the Mohawk, I started adding in individual feathers and gluing them in. And then I decided I wanted even more, so I started creating these feather plugs by putting a bunch of feathers all together, gluing them the same way with hot glue. And then you can put these entire chunks of feathers into the Mohawk all at once. And it adds a great way to just completely fluff it up. I made a good amount of these before gluing them all in and just found where I wanted to place them in by looking at the Mohawk and figuring where I wanted a little bit extra volume. And remember, by this point, you'll have probably most of your craft foam covered, but if you can still get these into where the base of the feathers are, you can almost secure them between other feathers and have them kind of sandwich them into the Mohawk. For attaching this to your head, there are a few good options, the easiest being to just hot glue it to a headband and doing that. You could also add on hair clips or bobby pins and attach them that way. You could even use magnets if you are attaching it to a wig. There are lots of good options. What I did was use a thermoplastic and just heated it up. This one is Worbla. And I added that to the foam curve before taking a ribbon and securing it along that curve so that it could attach to my head that way. You can see here how it would sit on my head, but you can of course customize it to whatever outfit you are making. But that is it for creating your own feather Mohawk. It is insanely fun to do, so I definitely recommend it, even if you have nothing to wear it for. But that is it for this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. I of course will see you next video, and until then, love you guys.